Hi y'all, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to talk about two very important things when it comes to getting your story discovered, and that would be tags, specifically for Wattpad, and titles. The tag portion of this video was a request from Spooky Cat Lady, so we wanted to help you out with the mystery that is the tag system on Wattpad, because it is tricky to navigate. So we want to share our knowledge. While we don't know everything, clearly nobody knows the algorithm, but we do know a little bit. We can help you out.
So let's start with titles. There's one kind of really important rule about a title, and it's this: keep it short. Don't go with some big, long, complex title. One, because it doesn't show up very well on a book cover, and as much as we want to rely on whatever the platform is that we're using to share our stories, whether it's Wattpad or Kindle, whatever it is, that becomes really difficult to see on a book cover, and that could be a turnoff if the people are relying on, the plain script that gets put with it. So keep them short, simple, make sure that they can be seen well on your cover.
The other thing you don't want to do is make your title too trendy. And here's what we mean by that. Don't use phrases or cliches or slang terms that are going to go out of style. People use the words wonderful, amazing, that kind of thing in books. Okay, those words are not going to go anywhere. I really probably wouldn't do that either, but not because it's trendy, just because it's overused. But words like bruh, like eventually that's going to go away.
You probably don't want to, name your story D's Nuts. That's probably not going to go over.
Got him.
Grapevine, not a great, book title, unless, it's about nuts. Everybody loves a good title drop. So what I recommend is if you don't have an idea of what to title your story yet, is to start writing. A lot of times we start to go and we will write a great 3-word line that will work. It's kind of like naming a child when you really think about it. Like, people have these ideas that they're going to name, their child Brittany, and then here comes the baby and they're like, you don't look like a Brittany. Well, we might write a story and go, you don't look like what I thought I was going to name you, so I need to change it.
Here's a little personal experience for you. On our book, Wish, that we love this story so much. We went back and forth so many times on what to name this book. I think this is probably the book we had the hardest time deciding what to name it.
Yes.
And we went with Sovereign was the name of this book for months, but it wasn't getting reads like at all. And it was really weird because it had a great cover, had a cute guy on the cover with no shirt on. I mean, come on, that's Wattpad right there, so it should have worked. So we were like, maybe we need to change the title. And I got to thinking, I don't think people know what sovereign means. I think that's the problem. And when we changed the title to Wish, just like that, the reads went up. There it is, right there.
Lovely. Look how lovely it looks. You want to make sure that your title is also something that fits the genre you're writing in. You probably don't want to name a romance Who Killed Bob. That doesn't feel very romantic at all. That's a terrible name for a title to begin with, but that feels more like a mystery. A lot of times you'll see when it comes to fantasy, especially ones that are dealing with, some type of royalty, you'll see the word crown, prince, court, using words like dark, shadows. It's going to sound very paranormal. So really look at the words that you're using, because your title is part of explaining to your readers what genre the book's going to be, and you want it to match.
That sort of goes into our last point about titles, which you and I have both done this, and we did it well, luckily. And that is, if you're writing a series, make a title you can carry over in a good aesthetic. So I have my YA series, Not the Only One, still the one, and One in a Million. They all have the word one in them. You with your duology, Crown of Iron and Crown of Feathers, those two things go together. A Court of Thorns and Roses, A Court of Mist and Fury. All of those go together, and they are very aesthetically pleasing, even when the covers don't exactly match after the reprint and the new book comes out. But thank you. No, seriously, thank you.
So this brings us to the meat, the tags. Super complex. We know we struggle with tags all the time, but it is so important. I think there is this part of you that says, well, I'd like to put a tag that I'm going to rank #1 in, whether that be on Kindle or on Wattpad. The problem with this is you can rank #1 in that tag, maybe because you're the only one that's ever
Nobody's
used
looking for that tag.
And
Exactly.
no one's going to find you. The point of your tags is to make your story findable. So we need to make sure that we are using popular tags.
This bugs me so much. Do not tag your story with your characters' names. Nobody cares yet. This, of course, does not include fan fiction. That's okay, because those are famous people. But not if you're just writing a new story that's all yours. You might rank first in Belinda Shoemaker, but nobody else is looking for that. So it doesn't really matter, does it?
Make sure you're tagging relevant words to your story. If you do not have a bad boy in your story, do not tag your story bad boy because it's a popular tag. You want to make sure that everything is reflecting that. And along with that, even the other genres. So you could have subgenres going on in your romance or your sci-fi. So for instance, if you have a sci-fi and you have a romance going on in it, you want to tag it, it's genre sci-fi, but there's romance. So you tag it romance. So use some of the major genres in your tags, but make sure that you've set your genre itself as the appropriate genre.
Don't use words like cool, amazing, good, reading, story. And don't look at me like that. Because you know, as well as I do in our work with ambassadors, when we see brand new writers and their stories and their tags are so cringy. Like, please don't tag your story. Because Wattpad is where stories live. We know this. We don't need you to tag your story. Just don't.
Definitely max out the 25 tags. I wouldn't know why you would only have 5 tags. That's 5 opportunities to be found compared to 25 opportunities to be found.
Another thing on Wattpad, if you're entering contests, which we have encouraged you to do because those are good ways to get your stories out there. Almost always for those user run contests, they make you tag your story a certain, whatever the name of their contest is. Don't join so many contests at one time that you're using up all your tags with their contest names.
So we get it. Finding 25 tags for your story is a lot and it's hard. So here's our advice to you. You need to go and look at your genre. So let's say your romance. Go look at the top romance stories, look at the top 25 and look at their tags. It's easy to see everybody's tags on Wattpad and use those tags. Don't just look at romance. Go look at, if it's a sci-fi romance, look at the sci-fi, look at the romance. If it's, you know, a teen story, go look at what all the teen books have in them. Go and utilize what people are already doing that are trending on Wattpad.
All right, that's it. Those are our big tips on tags and titles, and we hope that it has been helpful to you.
And if you need to know how to get to our Wattpad to maybe check out our tags, go head over to Crystal and Felicity.
And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you never miss an upload every Friday.
And as always, write what you love.
What you love.